in the history annals and see Riddick Bowe and Andrew Galata in 1999 when they think about what happened after the fight between Khabib and Conor tonight?
Well, this isn't the first time something like this has happened in combat sports. Let's remember, we've got the best fighters in the world going out there trying to kill each other. I've seen it happen in England at other shows. But that aside, let's talk about the fight because it was incredible. It was an incredible performance by Khabib. He went out there. Conor had good takedown defense in the first round. Khabib took him down, used his legs to tie him over. He does that very well. But in the second round, it was Khabib time. Landed that overhand right and then started mauling him. This was the most dominant round for Khabib until he got the finish. He really punished Conor and really took him out of his element. Round 3, Conor came back and he came back strong. I don't know if he won the round, but he landed some good shots and he was able to stop the takedowns. Of course, round 4, Conor looking a little more fatigued. Khabib being relentless with the takedowns, and he knew he had to get the takedown. On the feet, the fight was very close. On the ground, it wasn't. So Khabib knew, get the takedown. He did, took the back, yanked his neck off, and still, new champ. Well done, Khabib. But you're a bloody idiot.
And it's not about stopping the one takedown. That's the thing we said that's great about the Eagle. He'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 in one round. He consistently stays stuck to you like glue, and that's the difference maker. You have to be ready for a second and third attempt. When a wrestler is a great chain wrestler, you can't just do an old school sprawl, stuff the head and think it's over with. You got to be ready to continue, get wrist control, and also give a punishment. If someone takes a shot on your legs and you defend it, you need to be punching behind the armpit, kneeing them to the body, shoving them, pushing them, letting them know, not up in here, do not go for these legs again. If you don't do that, there's no repercussion. It's not going to stop Khabib from going after the takedown again.
As we said, though, once he yanked the neck, once he got the submission, that should have been enough for Khabib. But as we saw, and it was reminiscent to when Conor McGregor, was it Dennis Seaver, I think he beat, and he dived over the fence
to
and
yell at Jose
Aldo. Kind of did the same thing to Dylan Dennis, but Dylan Dennis is loving the publicity right now.
By the way,
He's popping right now.
When did his name ever get mentioned? But yeah, and he went and attacked Dylan Dennis, and then all hell broke loose.
But back in that scenario, Conor was just yelling at Jose because he wanted to fight him next.
For sure.
This is different. And let's talk about the craziness here because, we saw that there was so much security here, and yet they couldn't stop Khabib from jumping over. They couldn't stop teammates from coming in the octagon to hit Conor. They just couldn't control the melee. It was really nuts.
It is an insane amount. Certainly when you win, it's just, you feel like a monster. You just can't control yourself, and you're so mad and so angry. And he still wanted to carry on and punish his whole team, his whole crew, send another message. He was out of his mind. In fact, if he did have criminal charges, I would say that a good lawyer could argue that he was out of his mind on adrenaline and wasn't responsible for his own actions. I'm telling you,
if you think about fights in the past, like Josh Koscheck and Paul Daly, you get in the guy's ear and you telling them how much of a you-know-what you are and how terrible you are, and you can't get off the back, and I'm going to just lay here on top of you, and then they do it, you want to fight them again. And I think that emotion from Conor and Khabib talking to each other within the fight and all the stuff building up and leading to it really put him in a position where he'll let his emotions get the best of him.
Yeah, and we will say that, obviously, if the mind games worked before the fight, Khabib kept control throughout the on this. The one from Dana White, I believe, is going to be very, very interesting. He's standing by with Megan O'Leary now, so let's hear what he's got to say. Megan?
Thank you so much, Karen. Dana, first-hand account, you're standing right there. I mean, what did you see happen?
A lot of bad stuff. A lot of stuff that shouldn't have happened. Khabib jumped over the cage, going after one of Conor's guys, who I guess was talking trash to him, and all hell broke loose. This is another, obviously, I don't know. I don't even know what to say right now. I'm just disgusted and sick over it.
We saw Conor take some shots, actually, in the octagon from one of Khabib's training partners. Is he all right? I mean,
okay. I just talked to him. I just met with him, and he's okay. He's upset about the fight, not about
that.
The fight after the fight, yeah.
Khabib obviously was in his locker room afterwards. We saw his whole team go in there with him. Have you spoken to him?
3 of his guys have been arrested and taken to jail. Yeah, the 3 guys that were involved.